Hello and welcome to show number 8 of the Inner Flame podcast, Ascension Symptoms, the Peacekeepers Group. I'm your host, Andrew Jones. Hello, this is Andrew. I'm trying to expand the show. One way I thought I could do that is by offering a phone service whereby you can call up, leave a message, leave a prayer request, thank you to someone, whatever it may be. If you want to interact on past shows, maybe give your point of view about something, or even request what we talk about in future shows. It's really up to you. I'm not completely sure how long the message will record for at this point. I guess I should have done that before I recorded this. I just want to put the number out there, and it's a US number, area code 862 200-7734. That's area code 862-200-7734. Also, come join us on our Facebook page. It's actually a group, not a page, but technically it's a page as well, I guess, right? So it's www.facebook.com/groups/The Inner Flame. Thank you so much for listening, and I really hope to hear from you soon.
Hi, Daddy, it's me. I was just wondering if I should call you. If you would like to talk to Mom, here she is. I was just calling you. I hope you were here. I hope you're here. We're going out to dinner, but we'll be home later. You can call us on our cell, 973-879. Bye.
At the time of recording this, it is actually 2 o'clock on Tuesday, February the 12th, 2013, just 2 days prior to Valentine's Day. So this show is a celebration, shall we say, of love, and let's focus on that just a little bit, I think, today. So many of the teachers out there that teach spiritually, or many of the teachings that are available to us, will say that really, at the end of the day, it all boils down to love. And while that statement is very much true, I think it's a little bit simplistic and a little bit all-encompassing when it needs to be broken down even further, so that people can really wrap their heads and their hearts and their minds around what does that mean. So I've written a little while ago a long verse all about love, and it's varying levels of love and what it means not to have it in your life, and then what it means to have it in your life, and how your world can change when you really look at it and take it head on and deal with love in a very deep and spiritual manner. So I'm not talking the superficial stuff, here you are love, here's my roses. I'm talking about the love for everyone, everything, for yourself, for life, the all-encompassing type that I'm about to get into. Now, many of you out there may be a little bit angry about Valentine's Day because you might feel as though you have been corralled and pushed into being a certain way on a day when you don't necessarily feel loving towards that person. And although I very much agree sometimes that we don't need society to say, okay, on this day you need to blah blah blah, whatever it might be, but I do feel, just like New Year's resolutions, it's not necessarily the time or the place to do something, but they are fantastic reminders to keep yourself in check and just say, hey, am I doing all I can be? So in my relationship with Dee, it's a normal relationship. We have our ups and we have our downs, and but there's one thing that we do when we do find center again, and sometimes that takes a little bit longer than other times, but when we do get back to that center loving relationship, we constantly tell each other how much we love each other, and it's something that's said multiple times a day, and it's not something that's just said for the sake of saying it. I do realize what I have in this relationship, and like I said, sometimes it's the last thing in my mind, on my mind, without it, I'm not quite sure where I would be. In that way, I guess I could say I'm a very happy codependent when it comes to love. I do like someone being there in my life, and I'm certainly happy, of course, that Dee is there right now. So, I think for many people, knowing that Valentine's Day is around the corner, and they kind of rebel a little bit, and I just think that might be the wrong take on it. I just think if you can use it just to say, okay, I maybe not celebrate right now, or maybe you don't want to celebrate right now, but use it to look at your life with your partner or your loved one, and just say, look, is there something I could be doing to express my gratitude, or just to express the love for the people in my life that I do love, and maybe I don't express as often as maybe I should. So, I don't necessarily agree with Valentine's Day period, but typically in my life I have done, and I've always celebrated usually. So I know as well, if you're in a long-term relationship, sometimes you get a little bit just stuck in the mire of a relationship. You don't necessarily do the things that a fresh relationship may do. Maybe you just, you look at your partner and you say to them, well, do you want to go out? And your partner looks at you and says, well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Do you want to go out? But I think it's nice just to say, let's make the effort today. I know it's only one day a year, and it should be celebrated and expressed a lot more often, of course, but use it, as a stepping stone to help raise the level of the love, the vibration between you. And it's a little bit like, in the meditation classes that I used to go to, and the laughing therapy. I'm not sure if you've ever done that. That was, for me, it was a little bit challenging. I thought, well, everyone's laughing and I just feel fake laughing. So I did it and I tried it. And next thing you knew, I was actually laughing wholeheartedly. And I was laughing and I kind of lost control a little bit. And it was fantastic. It was exhilarating. And the chemicals rushed through my body, just making me feel a little bit euphoric, really, just because laughter is medicine, and it really did its thing. So I think dating, if you force yourself out on a date, if you go out, you spend a nice night, you have some time together, you hold each other's hands, and you just share some personal one-on-one time, I think it can really help to recenter your relationship again a little bit more. So maybe it might start out as forced, but towards the end of the evening, if you haven't done it in a while, if you haven't been able to give yourself both some time, maybe you don't have much money, so what do you do then? Well, maybe just make each other a card, make each other some gift certificates for back rubs and favors, quote unquote, if you know what I'm talking about, and just turn it into something special in your own way. Maybe make a little cake, maybe go out and buy a cupcake for each other, whatever it might be, a rose or a flower of your choice, but just to make the effort and just show that you care. And maybe, just maybe, you've expressed to your partner that you don't believe in Valentine's Day, but maybe your partner does, and maybe they're expecting or hoping or praying that they get something from you. So maybe it's a day to not necessarily think about yourself, and maybe just do something for them because on that day it would make them very happy. And an expression of your love would be to do something even though you don't necessarily agree with it, but it would cause your partner a great deal of joy and happiness. If I were to pass one gift to everyone on this planet, if I were to hope, to dare to dream of a time where peace would be throughout this world, I would hand to each and every person the gift of tolerance, the gift of love, of understanding, to see with each other's eyes, to be able to fill with each other's hearts, as well as our own. To see the after effects of the words carelessly strewn without a moment's thought, and the worlds you may crush, the lives you may alter, simply by living a life without being present in this moment, without thinking of your actions, without thinking of the words that pass your lips. If I were to act with kindness, to offer the other cheek, to help pick you up when you fall, or simply listen when you need an ear, how might the world be different than it is this moment? How many lives, how many hearts and souls would we save from despair and the depths of darkness by seeing from another's point of view? By talking with each other, by connecting and sharing, don't we learn? Don't we better cross troubled waters? Can't we grow? All I can say to the doubters, to the disbelievers, and those that love the drama, thank you. Thank you for showing me who I am inside. For I am burning, burning so bright, ever stronger, with a mission in life, more in focus than it ever was. It is from the rubble that I push aside, and I will climb to the heights I see before me. Not with a grimace, but with a determination and conviction. I am determined to be a part of the solution, not the problem. To be the change I want to see in the world. And this is me, hand outstretched, asking, come join me. It starts with a conversation. No one has all the answers. But if you can listen and join in with an open heart, you can be a part of the solution. That is the gift I would give to the world. I just come back from making a coffee for myself, which is never a great thing to do because obviously then you're dealing with all of the little burps and hiccups and stomach noises that ensues. So I'll do my best to cut out all of that. So there's so many different forms of love, and when I came back from making my coffee and I was walking up the stairs, my cat Bugsy, he's one of 3 cats. I've got Bugsy, Felicity and Rachel, and they're 3 very individual characters, and each are loved for their own unique abilities and personalities that they are. And Bugsy, or Boo as we call him, he's a very loving cat, a little bit too loving sometimes. But he's a very loving cat, and he's very much like a dog in the respect that he just understands and he knows much more than the other 2 cats. You know, something's missing upstairs with the other 2 cats at times, but Bugsy, he's very much like a dog, very, very clever and smart. And he loves me, he loves his mum. And talking of his mum, I think that's her calling right now. Please excuse me. So earlier this week, I was contacted by an individual out on the West Coast. About 1.5 years ago, I attempted to start a business selling catwalks that I would create, and it ultimately just didn't work out. It took money to make money, and we were losing at the end of the day. So we closed. It was a joint decision. We closed down the business, but we've kept the website up. We were going to sell on, the concept of the business and what have you, with designs for the cat shelving and everything that we had created. So a guy reaches out to me and says, I am the art director for Jackson Galaxy. Now, for those of you that don't know, Jackson Galaxy is the Cesar Milan of cats. He's the cat guy, and he's got his own TV show on the Animal Planet, I believe, on TV, and called My Cat from Hell. So I had reached out about a year ago, about 8 months to a year ago, for me to send products to possibly to be showcased on his show. And I did hear back from one lady who was a friend from one of the leading cat websites, and she said, well, we will be gathering products at some point for next season. But anyway, so we couldn't hang around for that. Next thing you know, we closed doors, and that was that. But we got this email saying, I'm an art director for the My Cat from Hell TV show. We'd like to know if you could send us some cat shelving. So I was all excited. I thought, wow, this is great. But we've had people reach out to us before and say, and try and be crafty about how to get a catwalk for their use. So, and we'd actually already sent one out for free that nothing had ever happened to it. So it already got taken and given away at least one catwalk right now that I made, and we didn't get paid for it. So, that was our loss. So just playing safe, I said, well, you could be anyone. How do I know who you are? So that the next thing I know, I get an email from this guy, and he's got an image that Jackson Galaxy sent to me, and it says, hello Andrew, this good enough? And it's got a smiley face, and it's Jackson Galaxy holding up this question. And he sent this on to me, and so then I call up Dee, and we're laughing our asses off hysterically, because the man himself reached out, and then reality kind of sunk in. Even though I love working with my hands, even though I love building furniture and creating stuff like this, the question arose, more than likely, this is going to cause an influx of orders, and would you be able to fulfill them? And it kind of sunk in that we do not have space to build these. We do not have a place to create these catwalks. So I fought with it, but eventually I realized that there was nothing I could do. So I said, look, unfortunately, I can't make them. I have a few that I could send out for you for the show, but I wouldn't be able to make any orders. I mean, I could make 1 to 5, but I couldn't make, if we had an order for like 30, 40, 50 of these things, I couldn't make that many. I'd be stuck. I'd get told off by our association. So that was that. I had to drop it, but a very cool interaction with a person I respect very much. But bit sad really. If only that had happened about 8 months ago or a year ago, that may have saved our business. But as it stands, maybe if that was a focus of mine, maybe if that was still a focus of mine, I would be able to do that. Did ask myself, was this a test? Is this the universe testing me? And even though I don't necessarily feel that life and the universe is out there to test me, I think it's more that lessons will keep on popping up to reveal themselves, and they're not meant as tests. I think it's kind of, do you get it yet? Do you get it yet? And I'm very much someone in the past that would be sidetracked very easily. And now I'm on this very deep and meaningful spiritual quest to help as many people as I can. I think that this was a very big step in my evolution to say no, sorry I cannot help, to something that before I would have jumped at. So in a way, it's kind of a test, but overall, I think it's more of a lesson. And I think I finally got the lesson, and that you need to pick and choose those things that you put your energy into, that you put your heart into fully. And I choose to help other people. So I used to help cats, but I did say to Dee, I said, look, maybe what we do is we keep the business, and in time, when finances improve, maybe we'll be able to get someone to actually create these shelving units and then reach out to everyone again and say, hey, look, we now have a supply of these. So if you need them, contact us. And then I can kind of set up that business off to the side. and helping cat owners and their cats all over the world. So yeah, that was a bit sad, but it was a very funny interaction and just a cute story I thought I would share with you this week.
Facebook.com/groups/The Inner Flame.
So as you know, I'm a graphic artist. I'm a digital guy. I create music, brochures, magazines, and what have you. So, you know, that's been my life for quite some years now, until the last year or so. On the YourLifeStartsToday.com website, we are starting an initially online magazine, and I'll read you the text that I've put on the site so you know a little bit more about what's going on. So it reads, as with this site, we are creating everything ourselves. Andrew is a graphic artist and web designer with experience creating periodicals and all things digital. Having established a game plan for local TV access and live podcasts, along with a blog for our adventures, it was a natural conclusion to create a monthly magazine which would help guide you in life. So no matter what your persuasion, we will have a platform you can find and use to your benefit. While we each continue our own avenues, Your Life Starts Today is poised to bring you the best comprehensive life assistance. What's your flavour? Making sure we are available and as up to date as we possibly can is our goal. No matter what the platform, we are planning on Kindle, iPad, iPhone, Android devices, desktop computers, and downloadable PDF. We will have you covered. We are thinking of placing videos and audio into the magazine, a rich content experience which will move us into the leagues of which not many are currently doing in this genre. A wonderful way for advertisers to reach a whole new marketplace in today's ever-growing digital world. The first 2 months of advertising are free while we build readership. So please contact us for details. And that's questions@YourLifeStartsToday.com. That's questions@YourLifeStartsToday.com. Calling all writers, artists, vendors, and loving souls. Creating fresh new content each month will be no small undertaking. There is so much to talk about and dig into within the realms of spirituality and all of its forms. So we are sending out a call to all creators of content, artists and vendors to help fill our publication with awesomeness. This will be a great opportunity to get the word out about you and help spread the message you have to tell the world. Do you have artwork you would like to share or poems you would like to see within our monthly pages? Then send along a sample of your writing or artwork and we will contact you. Vendors, do you have new age products you would like to let the community know about? Contact us and tell us more about you. We would love to showcase each month the messages you feel you have to offer. Remember to like our Facebook page to get the latest news about what's going on and see who else is joining the family of contributors. We are aiming presently for a release date of April 20th, 2013. So make sure you get your questions, articles, and your free ads into us before March 23rd. Again, if you have any questions, meanwhile, do not hesitate in contacting us.
Meanwhile, somewhere out there in the world.
Why is life so tough? I can't take much more of this.
Hey, over here, listen to me. Sometimes the stars and planets align, bringing into focus all those little synchronicities. Sometimes it seems like chaos is all around, when really it's just order falling into place. settle. It will turn right side up. Amidst all of this, remember, you are never given more than you can handle. When you find yourself in a moment of joy and happiness, cherish it, hold it in your heart, and send that feeling, that emotion, to someone that deserves it. By doing this, you will help slowly change the world, one heart, one smile at a time. This is my prayer, my request, my gift to you.
One of the things I thought I would do is, over the years, I've done quite a bit of writing, and poetry at the very beginning seemed to be my thing. So I've got 3 pieces, and they're at different stages of love. This one was during love, so I thought I would read this, and I wrote this back in 98, so quite a few years ago now, but still a lovely piece as I hear aircraft flying in the background. I think I'll let that pass first. And this poem is called Raging Passion Thunder. Do you hear me say I love you when you lie there deep in slumber, or are my words muffled by my heart's raging passion thunder? Seas wild and racing stallions, foaming crest they smash to ground. Even shore's mighty lashing waves cannot match the sound. Frantic bolts of searing light transforming night to day are but sparks in comparison to my love that lights the way. Hurricanes and tornadoes rush, shredding all within their reach. My love doth truly conquer me as you sweep me off my feet. Nature's natural phenomenon, man-made forces are nowhere near. My heart's raging passion thunder, the force I feel when you are here. This piece too was also written back in 98, and it is called My Vow. Mine heart hath known the fury of a rage that burns my soul. Mine eyes has seen the sadness that when love is lost is caused. Mine body did tremble silently while deprived of your caress, and tears cleared paths to my lips when my faith in you was test. Like a knight of old I stand here for you, I bequeath to you this vow. A man of virtue I shall ever be, and always love you as I love you now. Whenever you are helpless, or a hand of kindness you shall need, I will be there for you, for as your guardian I have been decreed. My strength doth give you shelter, and break the barriers of your restriction. My words are spoken truthfully, with heartfelt kindness and conviction. And if the wrath that lays dormant within is ever wakened from its sleep, to smite the evil that threatens you, my rage your spirit shall safely keep. From days of nightly warriors I walk the path of mine heart's own course, to be at your side and watch over you, and troubled lands together we shall cross. I say not any of this lightly, my word to you is given. Upon granite I write my vow for you, lest the words of mine never be forgotten. This piece is called Levels of Love. It's a longer piece. This was written before love. This was written while looking for love. This was written in search of love. and it's called Levels of Love. The following words are my thoughts and experiences upon the path the heart takes when we fall in love, and how we deal with the heartache that ensues the ending of that relationship. My writing is for the path that is taken when we as individuals open our hearts to life and embrace all that we feel and know to be true to ourselves. Without such openness to life, we will never live the life capable of us, and we simply live life fighting to do this and fighting to do that, struggling from one day to the next, and believe that we live in a dog-eat-dog society. Then never will any of the fantastic opportunities be open to us. It is primarily our first goal in this ever-ending classroom that we inhabit to achieve understanding of why we are here as humans, why we are doing what we do in the circumstances that we are in. Each of us have our own course to this stage, and some are just here to help others get to that stage. Either way, know and understand that it is capable to achieve maximum happiness without turning your life upside down, inside out. Frame of mind and attitude are only two ingredients needed for this success, and this for most of us means that we are happy and in love, whether we deliver newspapers or manage the corporate world. For those of you that read and do not believe or understand as to why we are here, you shall also not fully understand what is written here. We must realize the bigger picture before we can put all that we experience into perspective. As I have learned, it is not a case of getting over someone as much as getting on with life. And then one day, do you remember you no longer have to think about that person the way you used to? How silly it now seems to be so caught up in the craziness of it all, so confused, so torn up inside. Not to say that the emotions felt at the time were not valid or any less real, but more that it is necessary for us to have someone within our lives, loving us, caring for us, someone to care for. Sadness is sometimes needed to mourn the loss, to a degree, of a friend, a confidant, a lover. But with time, all can be overcome and replaced with someone else, giving us new memories to cherish, new fields of dreams, new plans for the future. I have lived this life thinking that there was just one woman on this planet, out there somewhere, that will suit my heart. One woman that will light up my universe with awesome glare and wonderment. In fact, I have met many a fantastic woman. Many have stopped my heart. But many sleepless nights and moments of desperation when I thought I was in danger of losing that soulmate. Soulmate! Apparently, I have met many soulmates in my life. How is that possible? I feel that there is still out there someone that will ignite my world afire, mainly because I feel her presence within me. I feel the pull like I have been pre-programmed to feel her vibration, her song, no one else's. Yet I am still deceived by songs of similar tune or melody, causing my alarm bells to rage until I find at some point this is not the one. I am deceived by others, and others are deceived by me, due to the fact that we do not consciously know the exact song that we are listening for. It is like a subliminal concerto that taunts us each time we feel we have come across a few notes that strike a knowing chord within another. Most of us have settled with a harmony close to that which our spirits are looking for. It does not match the harmonic vibrations we have to offer, yet we continue to plod along, one day after the other, putting up with something that is not meant to be. In fact, when we are combined with another of different vibration or someone that is not in harmony with us, it causes for an out of balance song, one that is not in tune with the universal ways. Disharmony. And eventually with disharmony we have rough vibration, which causes friction and then to fatigue and finally collapse. I also feel inside that my marriage did not work because of this feeling. Way down deep inside of me, a subconscious knowing that I have yet to meet my true half. It is not that I do not know what I feel for a woman. I do, but more of a case I can only love to the extent that my heart has learned how to, or to the extent of which I feel worthy of being loved. It is like levels of readiness. Some of us only allow ourselves to feel certain levels of love, and while some of us there are no limits, no boundaries, I have come to realize I am a no-limit person. I live to love and to be loved, but I can only give to a very few people. I now know from recent experience that I need a spiritual woman. I need someone that needs to grow. I need someone that is a free spirit and can see the love capable within us all, as I do. Although I say someone, I really mean that one, whoever she is. The great thing about all of this for me is that it can truly be someone I already know. Just because I may already know this person does not mean that I may get to hear her song of the spirit the day we meet. I feel it is more the fact that we will have a strong pull toward that person, a need to know them more, a curiosity that has been needed to be filled, and only with time together do we see the love in the vibration from their eyes, the warmth that sounds like home from their tongue, and the resonance from their touch that is a familiar touch of belonging. It is then, after a while of discovering the other half of you, that we see how connected with the universe we really are, how complete we are with that person. And it is then that every aspect of all the other past relationships within our lives are put into focus, into order, and at last we fit into the grand scheme of things. We are finally able to put to rest the unresolved issues of the past, all the guessing of, I wonder if they were the one. We see that these few were the testing grounds, the learning blocks from which we grew, enabling us to be ready for that person we were really destined to meet. I say all of this to you because I have seen the lives of others. I have seen with more than my physical eyes, too many of us that settle, too many of us that make do. It is these people that live mostly sad lives of unrealized dreams and unfulfilled ambitions. And for still much of us, we have not learned to see with our heart instead of our eyes. When we listen to all that our heart is crying out to us, we are able to cut through the superficial layer of emotion that holds on to the past and keeps us in limbo, our lives on hold. As much as I wish the days with my childhood sweetheart would never end, it was necessary to travel onwards, to grow. For those of you that have broken hearts and do not know where to go within or where to turn, be comforted with the fact that you will love again, as do we all. Wow, I mean that's very interesting looking back at the words that I've written, and I've even taken out a verse here and a verse there because it literally did not make sense to me as I read it back once more. But 99% of everything I wrote there is still for me pretty much right on the money, with the exception I am now realized to the fact that I don't need anyone to complete me. I don't need someone to validate who I am. I'm secure and steady and grounded enough to know that I am enough, but that a loving partner only makes things more sweet. It's almost like life's gravy, let's say. A movie watched by yourself is fun, but a movie watched with someone else, or an event that you've partaken with someone else, is that much sweeter. So this one was written, and it's called Burning Brightly, and it was written from a place of myself not being with anyone and the trials and tribulations of going through the process of trying to find someone and what it was taking at the time. So I wrote this back in 1997. Here it is. I've brought it out, brushed off the dust, and I'm going to read it here right on the show. So it's called Burning Brightly. It is said that a man shall love a woman with all of his heart when he finds the one that was meant to be. I laugh to think that for all of my life I have searched and searched for this special one, this immaculate being to whom I am bound and bound to find. When I ask why I have not realized this goal, this destiny, as yet, the confusion that suffuses me within the realm in which I learn upon consoles me not from the wreckage that washes up onto the barren sands and the mental shores of my mind. And as I walk numbingly past the wrecks of yesteryear and gaze into the ocean's abyss, I see others riding winds. As afloat they try to stay, some, but a few, sailing headstrong into the winds, navigating the most horrendous of currents. All the while my lantern shines brightly, calling silently but desperately to the one that may not realize as yet she is indeed looking for me. And I wonder how, if at all, if she looks my way, will she ever recognize the flame that burns for her alone, from all of the other flames that burn just as bright for that special other. For all the special others that there may be, I wonder too, how shall I know mine? How will I tell from the myriad of other beautiful spirits that cross my path? To sort through the wondrous and magical mysteries that are among them is almost a devil's beckoning. To lose myself within the confines of lustful pursuits and nights of worthless follies would surely be the demise of the well-lit path. To the wandering through the murky forests where every tree is a clone of the next, never knowing how to regain direction, regain worth. I do not feel that I have any more to give than anyone else out there, but I do know that one day, when the time is ripe, our hearts will collide, our minds will connect, and bodies will embrace, and never will we part, for then the two halves will be whole. But until I find you, I am not complete without your love, which I already know to be a part of me. So until you find your direction, until you find your path that leads you to mine, I shall burn ever bright, stand ever strong, waiting with bated breath and open arms for the love that is like coming home, but a home like that I have never known. As I read this now, quite a few years later, about 15 years now? Actually 16 years. As I read this 16 years later, not much has truly changed within my understanding of all of this, but some major points have changed. I do now obviously realise that I am whole without that special person in my life, that I don't need someone to complete me, but I do realise that still two hearts, two heads are better than one, and life is just that little bit sweeter with someone at your side. So tomorrow is Valentine's Day. It's February the 14th, 2013, and I'm going to be driving up to Psychic Lisa Ann. Johnny Angel is going to meet me there, and the three of us are going to start a brand new podcast that can be found at YourLifeStartsToday.com. So we're starting a seminar series, and we've had semi-decent ticket sales right now, but check on the website, YourLifeStartsToday.com. Go to the podcast, have a listen to us. We're going to be recording on the 14th of February, but it's probably, the show might not be up until the 15th or the 16th. I'll get it up as soon as I can, but at least you'll be able to go back in and listen to the Valentine's Day show. Not quite sure what we're going to be talking about. I'm sure we'll probably be talking about love. I know Psychic Lisa Ann has something about, not waiting for Valentine's Day to celebrate, which is my take on it anyway. But I think Valentine's Day is also a good reminder just to check yourself, make sure that you are doing what you need to be doing for your loved ones. It's a little bit like just taking your car into the garage, really, just making sure with the mechanic that everything is okay in your relationship. Top up with water and oil and change the filter, so to speak. So give your relationship a checkup from the neck up and from the heart down. So if you can, do what you can just to add a little extra spark this year in your relationship, and maybe do something new. So one of the things that they can do new is to subscribe to this podcast, if you may. Please just go to either the iTunes store or to my webpage, podcast page on my website, which is www.innerflame. But before the M and the E, there's a period. So it's not a .com, it's a .me. That's INNERFLA.me. And go to the podcast page, and you can check all the shows there. We've just moved the RSS feed. Well, I say we, but I just moved the RSS feed since I do everything myself. And so anyone that has been subscribing, if you found any errors in your feed, I do apologize, but it seems to be all fixed now. If you're still having troubles with the feed, what you can do is unsubscribe, delete, and then find it again, and then subscribe once more to the feed. That should fix the issues. If not, just give it a period of a week or two, and then that should force out and flush out any of the changes that need to be made to the old RSS feed that's in the memory banks to wherever you're listening. So last time I was pretty blown away, and I mentioned that we're actually being listened to 500 times a month right now. At least as far as I can tell, that's the situation. And in multiple countries, in like 10 or more different countries around the world. So I'm blown away. We're in places like Egypt, where else? Egypt, Germany, Russia, China, and they seem to be listening on a regular basis, which is fantastic. A bit mind-blowing, really. So thank you to all my overseas listeners. Please make yourself notice, because I would like to give a few shout-outs to those listeners that I know that are listening in. So please speak up, send me an email, and probably what I'm going to do, because it's becoming a little bit of an issue, if you go to the website and you can just submit a question or a thank you or a shout out from the website, or you can call the phone number that's there, leave a message. I will get it, and I will put your message on air if you want. If you want to talk about something that's taken place in your area, just leave a message and I will play it live on the show. But one of the most frustrating things is, even though when I created the website, I thought Inner Flame would be a really clever domain name, because instead of using the .com, I would use the .me to complete the word. It's actually really hard to express to people, and it's really hard to get my name across when I'm talking. So I'm gonna try and find a decent .com address that I can have forwarded. Still keep the innerflay.me, so it's Inner Flame, but maybe, heartspark.com. I don't know, something that is easier for you to type in, because I'm sure some people are still not getting it, because even though I don't think I have too much of a hard accent to listen to, I'm sure there are people out there who are saying, what the heck is this guy saying? So I'm going to look at alternate domains as well to see what's free, so I can use it as a domain to get you to my site so you can see what's going on. So I'm fast wrapping up the meditation cards and audio CD. Now, I've been told by Psychic Lisa Ann that, and she has two websites, by the way. She has psychiclisaann.com and Lisa Ann Unlimited. That's LISAANN Unlimited. UNLIMITED.com. So you can go there and see what she's all up and what she's got going on. But she told me, when she listened to my work, the audio stuff that I've been creating, that it is energy shifting and not so much meditative. So I might need to look at the wording or the description of the phrasing of what I'm creating to make sure it hits my target audience, the people that are actually looking to to do what my product says it's going to do. So it's very powerful stuff. It is energy shifting. It does give you a sense of an inner power shift, an inner light shift, an attunement of sorts, and a tune up of sorts. So it is all that and more. It is all that and a bag of chips. So or crisps. It's all that and a bag of crisps, as they would say in the UK, maybe. So yeah, that's nearly done, but we have the seminar out in about 4 weeks, and I'm not sure that I'm going to have it ready for the seminar, just for things to sell, really, just so I can, people can leave with a bigger sense of who I am, instead of just someone that's spoken to them for a few hours in one day. So I'll get cracking on that. I've been told that I need to, so I'm going to listen to that, and that's it. So I'm just trying to make a living and help people grow. That was pretty neat what I just did. I mean, we have come such a long way in how we're able to express and say thank you and send gifts and what have you. So I was just on Facebook and it said to give Dee a gift. So I checked it out and it said for $3 I could send jelly babies, or jelly beans, I'm sorry. Jelly babies are what they have in the UK, and they're delicious. And they are exactly what they sound like, little babies made of jelly. Yeah, jelly beans for $3 with no shipping. So I did it, and I ordered it, and they're being sent to Dee tomorrow. Oh no, that's for Emma. I got Dee cupcakes. So I sent the gift to Dee. So that's going to be pretty cool to see how that comes across. Now I'm speaking in a slightly different mic configuration, so there's no mic protection from the powerful bursts of air that may come from my lungs. So what I did earlier is I was sat down on the couch with Dee, and all of a sudden we heard a cat cry, and I've been hearing it cry all day. So I said to Dee, there's that cat crying again. So next thing you know, it's snowing outside, and we both put on our shoes, and although I only had on like dress shoes, I didn't have on properly soled shoes or boots or sneakers or anything like that. It was just flat slippery shoes. So I put these shoes on, and we both grabbed our coats and hats, and we went out and we tried to find the cat. And this is the recorded session of Dee and I trying to find the cat that was meowing outside. So if you wonder where we are, we're actually outside walking in the snow. There's about half an inch on the floor. So I'm in earlier today and I hear this cat and it's crying outside. So I just heard it crying again. So we're both out. Deezy and me. Say hello, Deezy.
Hello.
It's Valentines Day today, so she's my love. And we're out looking for... Oh, we're going to walk down this? We're going to fall flat on our asses. Should we try?
You think he's in a bag? You got better ears than me, Jones.
This is a bit precarious walking down here. I'm already slipping.
Really?
Yeah. I don't have on my... Oh, this is better on the snow. Famous last words. I'm going to get flat on my back in a minute. If you go down, I'm letting go.
It's a lovely snow.
It's snowing.
Probably like, what are these people doing else?
So, it's quite lovely out, but it's snowing quite swiftly. You know, the good thing is, look, we can follow the paw prints. Look, paw prints.
Genius.
No, there's the paw prints along there. Along here. Now look, paw prints go this way. But do they go that way? What way are the paw prints facing? This way. It's walking this way. So, beautiful thing is we found that the cat's walking in one direction. That's great. It left its own. And the toes are pointing this way.
So smart.
Cornflakes. Oh, you know what? It might be up in there.
Yeah.
Let's walk. I'm going to walk down this way to see if I can see anything. I think it's up in that bush. Because then that would make sense. Because the footsteps walking down our front steps, along the front of the buildings and into that little hedgeway. So I think we've just found out where the cat goes. Oh no. Of course the patterns on the floor looks like cat prints. I bet it's in there. Should we walk around, see if we can find any better, clearer footprints? Maybe we can put some food down.
Could try.
Look, there it is. So there's little kitty cat footprints going out of the snow and then into the bushes.
It's lovely out here.
It's quite delish out at this time of night. Puss, come here, Puss. And usually I've seen it over on this side as well. Should we see if we can see any fresh footprints? But I mean, there's nothing crossing over here.
No. I wouldn't take it. We didn't really look at our path, but
That is in that massive bush.
see any footy marks? No.
No, I think we would have noticed that when we came out.
It's probably so, because for it to be that loud, it must be.
No, it's quite dense from here up to the. It's quite dense from here up to the corner with.
Have you seen the cat here, like marks?
No, yeah, up here the other day. So I'm wondering if it cut up through and went up there.
You want to leave some food out?
Shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go in.
Poor cat. I would hide right in here. It's
What?
nice little warm dirt.
But even that's not very warm there. Alright, so find something to use as a bowl.
Here's one of them plastic things. Thank you for going out, trying to help with a little soul.
I do's my best.
I come for your soul.
I can't be your soul.
Now we're gonna be all.
So that's it. That's the end of this week's podcast, and I'm going to continue my my promise to you that I'm going to continue with a new podcast each and every week to make sure that it's like these television shows that they start on TV. You do it, you start watching it, and after 3 or 4 weeks or a few months, they cancel the show, and you've kind of been pulled in, and you've devoted your time to get into it. Next thing you know, they're not producing them anymore. So I don't want to be one of those. I want to be someone that is a constant, or at least a long constant for a long time to come. So I will leave you on that note. I will wish you love. I will wish you light, healing, and anything that's missing from your life. So I will say goodbye. I kind of got a whisper because it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm trying to get the show done. I'll wrap up this show and I'll speak to you again soon. So thanks for listening, and please, 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 if you could subscribe to the show, I would be so grateful. And if you could even go to iTunes and rate the show, leave a comment, or give a review, that'd be fantastic. I will speak to you later. Take care.